Page 21. Page 22. Yes, Honorable.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. On page, sorry to take you back, on page 2, yesterday I was present in the chamber, but I've been marked absent.
What item on page 2, please?
Okay. Sorry?
What item on page 2?
Yes. We were at the committee meeting with the interior as MPs from Boku.
You're complicating the matters for me. It means that you were not in the chamber. But I was asking which number on page 2.
So sorry for the correction. On page 7, I was marked as on item 9, MP for Garu. Sorry for the correction. On page 7, item 9, you see Honorable Albert Alazuga, MP for Garu. But I was here, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you.
Page 20. Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sorry I didn't catch your eye. On page 7, item 10, my name is captured absent. I was present yesterday.
Very well. Page 21. Page 22. Page 23. Page 24. Page 25. Page 26. Honourable members, subject to the corrections already effected. Yes.
Sorry to draw you back once again. I think all the members from the Kusab traditional area from the Upper East, we were invited by the committee on the two ministers, Minister for Defense and the Minister for Interior, for a briefing on our visit to the place. So we were all absent, Honorable Oboka. Item number 16.
We were all present.
We were all present, but we were marked absent. So,
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker.
If you were not in the chamber, as has been the ruling given by speaker after speaker, that you'll be marked present if you're in the chamber. Yes. If you came here after proceedings have closed here, you were absent, even though you were present at the committee meeting. So, yes. For those who cannot satisfy the table of it that they were in the chamber, they cannot be marked present. Yeah. But for those who show that they were in the chamber, the table office will effect the correction. That should be my ruling.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Honourable Member for Adenta.
This week, I'm sorry to take you back to page 9 of Votes and Proceedings. Yesterday, I was in the chamber when the Honourable Member for Kwadaso raised an order 51, but I see that it's been captured here as order 72. Mr. Speaker, yesterday after his submission, I saw the wisdom in the drafters of this constitution when it comes to this standing order, when it comes to order 52. Because looking at your disposition and the times we're in now, I'm sure that if he had discussed it with you earlier as a speaker, I doubt if you'd have granted him the green to do what he did yesterday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What I recall happened was that after his attention was drawn to the fact that he had not pre-informed the speaker, I granted him leave to speak pursuant to order 72. So the report is correct. Very well. Subject to the correction is made. The votes and proceedings of Thursday, March 24, 2022 are hereby adopted as a true record of proceedings. Honourable members, I have the official report of Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. Any corrections, please? In the absence of any corrections, the official report of Wednesday, March 9, 2022 is hereby adopted as a true record of proceedings. Very well. Honourable members, item 5, business statement for the 10th week.
Speaker, I seek your leave to present the business statement for and on behalf of leader who is unavoidably absent. Speaker, I intend to limit myself to just some portions of the business statement and seek the compliance of the table office to capture the statement as having been presented in full. The Speaker, the committee met yesterday, 24th, and arranged business of the House for the 10th week ending Saturday, 2nd April 2022. Speaker, the committee programmed 52 questions to be taken, 10 as urgent and 42 as oral. The Speaker may admit statement to be made in the House by honourable members in accordance with Order 72. Speaker, papers may be laid during the week and report from committees may also be presented to the House. The Speaker, His Excellency the President of the Republic is scheduled to deliver a message on the state of the nation on Wednesday, 30th March 2022 in accordance with Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution. Speaker, pursuant to the convention of the House, honourable members are urged to be punctual and accordingly be seated in the chamber latest by 9:15. Speaker, debates on the state of the nation. A motion to thank His Excellency the President for the message on the state of the nation will be moved on Thursday, 31st March 2022. The Speaker, in accord with the practice of the House, the Business Committee recommends some time allotment from honourable members to make their contributions. The mover and the seconder of the motion is allotted 25 minutes each. Chairpersons and ranking members 50 minutes, other members 10 minutes. The one-year and by leadership is 30 minutes. Speaker, Committee of the Whole. The Speaker, pursuant to your directive on Thursday, 17th March 2022, inviting the Honourable Minister for the Interior, Defence and National Security to apprise the House on the renewed clashes between disputants to the Boko conflict. The Business Committee has accordingly scheduled the affected ministers to attend upon the House on Tuesday, 29th March 2022 to brief honourable members on the matter at the Committee of the Whole. Speaker, briefing by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. As indicated last week Friday, the Business Committee will, during the course of the week, schedule the Honourable Minister responsible for Lands and Natural Resources to attend upon the House to update the country on the ongoing fight against illegal mining, also known as Galamsey. Speaker, the House is expected to sit on Saturday, having regard to the exigencies of the time, to speed up and conclude program's schedule. Speaker, I so submit the business for the ensuing week. I thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the last is Saturday sitting, and then considering the issue the leader raised with year levy, and then we are sitting on Saturday, and sitting on Saturday, I think is not going to be appropriate. I think they should reconsider it to weekdays rather than the Saturday. Because you mentioned year levy will be discussed on Saturday, and then I think Saturday, you said because of exigency, coupled with year levy. Okay. I'm most grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there's an issue of high public interest. Mr. Speaker, since 2 weeks ago, the service providers of the National Health Insurance Scheme have consistently been threatening that they are going to withdraw their services. Mr. Speaker, questions have been filed to that effect to invite the Minister responsible for finance to come and tell us how much they owe their service providers. Mr. Speaker, again, per the National Health Insurance Act 2012, Section 52(2), Section 52(2), it requires the Minister responsible for finance to appear on the floor of the House every 6 months to tell us how much is being lodged into the National Health Insurance Fund. Mr. Speaker, I'm praying that this House invites the Minister responsible for finance to appear on the floor of the House to come and tell us how much has been paid. Mr. Speaker, very soon, and it must not go beyond March, we must formulate the formula for the 2023. And we don't even know how much has been lodged into the National Health Insurance Fund with respect to the last formula we approved. Mr. Speaker, this is a growing concern. And now, as a matter of urgency, I think leadership must take it up. I'm most grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think that the Honourable Member had raised this issue, but I'll be very happy to listen to the Chief Whip give us details of what the exigencies of the time really means. I mean, we've been sitting here. The Right Honourable Speaker has been sitting here every day, pleading, begging us to be in the House to do the people's business. We have a week or so left, and now you use a loaded word, exigency of the time, and because of that, you should be here on Saturday. I really want more details of what exigencies of the time means. I'll also be very happy to hear from the Chief Whip. I heard from the Minister of Finance yesterday in his press conference that we have 1 week to pass it. I am sure that it's before us. Maybe it's hidden emotions, but since it's a very important matter, I did not see one word of levy in your business statement. So if you can talk about whether you have plans, because we don't want surprises, whether you have plans to bring that matter up this coming week, we need to know. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, last week, precisely on the 16th of this month, you admitted my question, and that question appeared on the other paper. Indeed, the Minister for Works and Housing was here to answer that question, but he requested that he needed some time to be able to gather the information, and you rightly accepted that. This week's other paper, it never appeared. Surprisingly, next week's other paper is not appearing. I don't know what exactly is happening. Mr. Speaker, we are talking about a very important issue with respect to that question. occupants of the UNDP flats and whether or not they pay rents. Mr. Speaker, over 3 million Ghana cedi in arrears of rent has not been paid. And we thought that we should be able to help government to get this money. We are talking of revenue mobilization. And at a point, we even want to blame the minority. At the same time, minority is working to ensure that people who owe government pay. And we are running away from that. Where do we go? Where do we come? So I want to find out when the Minister for Works and Housing will be here to answer this very important question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, not sounding repetitive. We all know the reasons for sometimes adjourning early on Fridays and not sitting on Mondays because MPs may be returning from constituency or still engaged in some final work. I'm wondering what the exigency is, for which reason we have to sit on Saturday and again Monday. And again Monday. What is in it that for all this week we have been coming and there's no business for us to do, and we keep adjourning early, and now we are being called to sit on Saturday and repeat Monday, which are two non-sitting days. We will want to know what is in it. Speaker, again, on Tuesday, a member read a statement here, and as part of our contributions, you ordered for the local government minister to be scheduled to brief the House on exactly what government policy is in relation to the property rates collection. I have heard in the news that some new system will start in April. I don't know whether it's going to be from 1st of April, 2nd, 3rd, or which date in April they will start the new system of property rate collection. But I can't find the local government minister being scheduled to brief the House at least for us to know what system the government is talking about in terms of property rate collection that will start in April. And so the business committee, if they can consider doing that, it will help. My final concern, Speaker, 2 weeks ago, I raised the issue about how official reports are issued to us. They don't come in an orderly manner. And so it makes it difficult for us to follow. For example, Mr. Speaker, on Wednesday 23rd, you considered that of Friday 4th March. Thursday 24th yesterday, we considered 10th March. So some of us had assumed that we have done the 9th March already, only to be confronted with today's 9th March. Meanwhile, we have a number of corrections to do. We mix out because of this non-orderly presentation of the official report. I thought the majority leader indicated that they should help us by at least bringing it in the order that we see. If that can be considered, it will help us. If there's any reason for which they can't do that, they should let us know. Thank you.
There are 3 more. Let's take them and then you will respond to them. Yes, Honorable Zuera.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I had some questions filed for the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. Actually, they were urgent questions to do with the e-passport issues that came up lately. The question was advertised the week before, and I was told that the foreign minister wasn't available, but that should be available this week. This week, the questions were advertised. In fact, in yesterday's order paper, they were listed to be taken, but that didn't happen. They've gone missing from today's order paper, and I can't find them listed on the business statement as well. I want to find out the status of those questions and why they are not coming up next week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Nee, then you have the last word, right?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, almost a month and a half now, we filed a motion and it's been admitted and advertised severally for weeks on a bipartisan committee to investigate the happenings during the confirmation of MMDCs. Up to today, we've not heard anything, and we are sliding towards the last week of our meeting, and it's still not found a place in the business statement. I will kindly ask that you use opposition to see what we can do about that motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my concern has to do with the Saturday sitting, which is 2nd April 2022. Mr. Speaker, especially this side, we have a planned program on 2nd April 2022. A colleague of ours has lost the father, and the funeral will come on Saturday. And we don't have a situation whereby many of us will not be here to listen and contribute to the debate on the SONA. So I'm pleading with the Chief Whip who read the business statement. If we can extend sitting between Thursday and Friday, so that many members can contribute to the debate on the floor, so that Saturday will be taken up, so that some of us can travel to Western region to help our colleague bury the father. Because he's the corporate secretary, and then Western region and Western North, we cannot allow the gentleman alone to go and bury the dead. At least we have to go and support our colleague. All of us are going, and we have interest in the SONA as well. So we need to contribute to the two programs before us. Let's extend certain Thursday and Friday, so that Saturday will be free for us, so that we can travel and then mourn our lost father. Thank you very much.
Yes, leader.
Right Honourable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. We thank the Chief Whip for the statement. Mr. Speaker, I notice you are also wearing Black Stars jersey, which is very commendable. Apart from you, I don't see why anybody wearing jersey will be wearing suit on it. It is it's like eating Gary soakings with bread. It doesn't work like that. Either they are hiding their consolidated one pack or something like that. But if you wear jersey, wear jersey. You don't even tuck in jersey. You don't wear jersey and tuck it in. That is not. No, apart from Speaker.
It's all right. I take it in good faith. He's suggesting that I'm hiding my belly. I take it in good faith.
Mr. Speaker is not on the floor, so Mr. Speaker is in the chair. He's excluded. Mr. Speaker, I want to add my voice to colleagues who are calling for us to reconsider the Saturday sitting. Mr. Speaker, we can do double sittings on Thursday and Friday extensively, so that we can free the Saturday for our colleague who is burying the father and other things. I'm sure if we continue the way we are starting this, we've done last week and this week, start on time, we will be able to accommodate the numbers we want to speak on the SONA within the 2 days. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to plead with leader to consider taking out the Saturday so that we can do double sitting on Thursday and Friday. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, yesterday you said it here that we wear jerseys in the chamber, and a jersey and hat, and we're all happy. Mr. Speaker, how many women are in the jersey? I have to struggle this morning to get one. At least there should be gender balance. We are 40 women. If even at least 5 women or 10 women gets it, it's better, but we are only 2 in the jersey. Next time they should consider women and let us have gender balance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are all ready to support the Black Star as mothers. Thank you.
Why were jerseys distributed? I'm not aware. Everybody is wearing his or her own.
Mr. Speaker, the men bought it and they didn't give the women. You bought it. Did you buy one for any woman?
Yeah, very well. They said take care of your women. Yes, I know what you will.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether in this house, the men are paid better than the women. Like the women, they expect that the men will buy and give it to them. You receive from home and you receive outside. You want to even be receiving inside the chamber. That's on a lighter note, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the business statement, I was worried and concerned when I saw the business statement, because yesterday my colleague, the majority whip, chaired the business committee, and we did not propose Saturday and Monday for sitting. We didn't. We didn't propose Saturday and Monday for sitting. And I always show this concern that, yes, I agree, you drive government business, and subsequent to the business statement, maybe issues must have come that need some consideration. It is only fair that we share, because you and I were those who were there yesterday, and you chaired the meeting. At least to get my also input. Mr. Speaker, I don't think this Saturday and Monday proposed sitting is necessary. As Mr. Speaker, you yourself will see, as of today, we do not have too many government business on the order paper that we warrant additional sitting days. No. If it is about the SONA, the Speaker, in the business statement yesterday, committee said we discussed it. The whip wanted us to even use more than 2 days. And I said that, look, if we plan it very well, the SONA if it's made on Wednesday, Thursday we do double sitting. We should just communicate to the Speaker and his deputies. We'll do double sitting. We'll sit till maybe about 6 p.m. We'll be able to get many more people to speak. And then Friday, we'll repeat that. But if we intend to add Saturday and Nkumba Monday, I think that will not be fair. And I'm sure that if my colleague has spoken to me, I will have drawn his attention to our colleague burying his father. And we need to go and empathize with him and the family. And it is not just Accra here, it is all the way Asankregwa, which is a real distance away. So I want to plead, even if the Monday, we may want to consider the Monday, I'm sure we can manage that. But the Saturday, it will be extremely difficult for us. So I want to urge my colleague, the majority whip, that let's stick to the Thursday, Friday for the debate of the SONA. And in anticipation that if we have so much business that it warrants that we sit on a Monday, we'll add the Monday. But please, let's take off the Saturday so that at least we'll be able to meet you halfway, having in mind the funeral of our colleagues' fathers, the father's funeral, far away in Asankrewa. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Okay. Speaker, let me try and respond to issues raised by colleagues. The first issue I want to speak to is the proposed call for a sitting on Saturday. I am aware the two leaders have engaged on this. But it's not cast in stone. I mean, in this house, more often than not, we've been able to agree to disagree on issues. So that can be spoken to, and I'm sure that within the week we should be able to firm up. But it is not enough, colleagues, with the greatest of respect, it is not enough for us to cite a reason of funeral. I'm also bereaved. A number of our colleagues are also bereaved. So it may not be enough. And this is not the first time we are sitting on a Saturday. So we all have to bear that in mind and recognize that accordingly. But as I said, the two leaders can engage further and bring finality on this matter. Concerns about service providers, and then a question by the Honorable Akanto, the ranking member. I'm reliably informed by the table office that your question is going through the processes, and very soon you will have a confirmation. As for the statutory payment, if you may have to refer your business statement, it's been captured there. It's captured there. The DACF, the NHI, and the GET fund. It's captured in the business statement that we are expecting. We are expecting the formula to be brought, and then we'll look at that. The payment. We will engage on the payment. I am proud to say, colleagues, I am proud to say that leadership engaged the finance minister, and when we got good communication, I communicated same to my good friend, the Honorable Chikwit, and I'm aware he has communicated same to members as well. So we will engage further on these payment matters, especially where there are constitutional imperatives. We cannot ignore it. I'm in total agreement with you. Speaker, there were questions on exigencies of time and other considerations as the Honorable Amma Kofi Bua spoke to it. I am aware of a number of businesses at the Finance Committee. The tax waiver bill, fees and charges, just to mention a few. And these are all very important and critical issues that need to be considered. And it's the reason why we have to look at sitting on Saturday and deal with all these matters. Yesterday, all of us lamented on the tax waiver regime we have as a country and the losses we are recording as a country, and therefore we need to come atop the situation and bring finality to it. So members should just bear with us and make sure that we deal with this matter before we rise. And I'm also reliably informed by leader that barring any last hour amendment, we are likely to rise on the 5th. So if you look at the fact that we have to rise on the 5th, and in the face of the volume of work at hand, all of us will have to gear ourselves up and be able to deal with it. My colleague on e-levy, I was not specific. If you look at the business statement again, he has said that bills may be considered by the House and all that, and that is generic enough, and it's inclusive of all other bills that could be considered. So I don't think we have issues with that. Property rates. We don't have authoritative statement from the Minister of Local Government yet, but I can assure the honourable member that we will go after it, pursue it, and once we have good information, we will communicate it. On the private member's motion, I am not aware it's been admitted. There are other private members' motion, if you look at the order paper advertised, which have not been taken. So I'm sure when it's admitted by Mr. Speaker, leadership could program, or the committee could program it and decide on when to take it. Speaker, I'm sure I've done justice to the issues raised. I thank you.
Is there his questions?
Honourable Member, yes, I've captured it as outstanding questions. I'm not sure it's peculiar to you. I recall that day when we had to speak to you to come to some agreement. We don't have a definitive date. A definite date yet from the minister. So let me appeal to you that we'll continue to engage with the minister. Once we get a definite date, we'll communicate same to you. Honourable Member, I see you are nodding your head. You are not too convinced. It's about the minister coming to the House with the rightful answers. And I'm sure when he comes and the answers are half-baked, you will not be happy with it. So let me appeal to you and continuously work with your whip, our able minority whip, so that once we get the dates, we can program the question and we'll communicate accordingly. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I think that this House is guided by our standing orders. It is not for the minister to decide when to come. The standing orders are clear that when you take a question to a minister, he has 3 weeks to respond. So if you are telling me that you cannot give us any definite time, we should wait until when the minister decides to come. Then we are not going by our rules.
Very grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the Majority Chief Whip for the presentation of the business statement. There are a number of questions that appeared on the order paper. They had been programmed in previous weeks, but over the period they seem to have disappeared, particularly for the foreign minister. I know that naturally, as her mandate requires, she travels a lot, but if you can kindly liaise with her so that those outstanding questions, because some of them are time bound and are very, very, very crucial that we get a response from them. Then the second issue, Mr. Speaker, relates to the committee of the whole at item number 4. I was wondering if we cannot take the advantage to discuss some matters that have come up that puts Parliament on the spotlight. Yesterday, I heard the Honourable Minister for Finance say that they have taken a pay cut. The Council of State has also taken a pay cut, and they are looking up to the legislature. We can only discuss a matter like that at the Committee of the Whole amongst ourselves, so we can see if we can forge a common position as a House. So I'm wondering if we cannot take advantage of the Committee of the Whole slated for Thursday, 17 March, to thoroughly discuss that matter. Because as it is now, it's like there are just individual opinions and views. We don't seem to have a position as an institution. What our views are, how we want to respond to that matter collectively, if there can be a common position as an institution. And finally, Mr. Speaker, there are a number of referrals that Mr. Speaker made, including First Deputy Speaker, which were time-bound, and the various committees that those referrals were made to are supposed to have been reporting to us by now. For example, the Black Stars performance at the AFCON in Cameroon. I recall that the House took a decision that the committee should delve into the matters and report before these playoffs, so that if some input can be made, some recommendations can be made, we will be seen assisting with the resuscitation or the revival of our senior national team. But here we are, the report hasn't been presented. I do not know whether they have asked for more time from Mr. Speaker, but there are a few important issues like that I think that we should be keeping our eyes on the timelines. So I don't know if the Business Committee is surprised with what the sports committee is doing about the inquiry into the performance of the Black Stars. But, Mr. Speaker, I commend you for your leadership in leading us to rally support of the nation, and I hope that we'll all keep praying for the Black Stars. We are confident that the Nigerians will be defeated when the match commences at 7:30 p.m. I see Honorable Habib is not looking too confident, but Mr. Speaker is very confident that Ghana shall emerge victorious. So Habib, have faith.
Yes.
Speaker, the latter observations made by members. The first one related to questions. I can only plead with my colleague. We've been advocating for strong resilience when it comes to climate change, and he's my partner, very hardworking. I only want to plead with my colleagues that we will work with the table office assiduously, and we will communicate as soon as possible to you. So I'll just plead with you to exercise some restraint. On the other question related to foreign affairs, the Honorable Ablakwa rightly observed the difficulty associated with the foreign ministry, but we will do everything we can if it is possible for us to program it within the last few weeks left. And if it's programmed, we will try and inform you accordingly. On the referral, yes, my colleague is spot on. A number of them I can recollect offhand, but relative the Black Stars investigation referral, I recollect vividly that we had also come to some consensus that the report should be brought to plenary after the game between the Black Stars and the Super Eagles, just not to disturb the system unduly. I spoke to the ranking member, and he had confirmed that the work had been completed. And that's when we signaled them that they will come and lay their report and present it to plenary. So leadership is fully in tune and following up on these referrals. There are other referrals that I cannot recollect immediately. We'll follow up and see what we can do to speed it up. I thank you. Speaker, I'm grateful. Yes, a call for an extension of Committee of the Whole to look at other consideration. I think it's a good call. I will liaise with my colleague and leadership, and if it's something that can be programmed, we'll program it accordingly. But it's a valid observation.
Honourable members, the business statement. All along you didn't come on your feet. At the end of it, yes, let me hear you.
Honourable Speaker, I just want to find out why questions that are directed to the Finance Minister usually do not receive the necessary attention from the Ministry. I have a questions over 7 months old here, and nothing is happening to it. It was listed on Tuesday only for it to be changed, and right now it doesn't find any space on this business statement. So I don't know what is going on.
Yes, Honourable
Speaker, I will urge my colleague to get closer or liaise better with the able minority Chilpe. I know how passionate he is about these concerns, so I'm just pleading with my colleague that he should work closely with the Chilpe, and whatever we can do within the remit of time we have, we'll do it to get your question program. I thank you, Speaker.
Honourable members, the business statement as presented is adopted. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise under
under 72, and I'm fortified by under 53. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, today happened to be an important day to this country, the nation Ghana. The Black Star of Ghana will be playing the first leg of the World Cup qualifier against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, this is an important day, an important match for us, Ghanaians. And I wish to make this statement for us to rally support, and we members of Parliament rallying behind the Black Stars as they face the Super Eagles in Kumasi this evening at 7:30 p.m. We wish them well, and we wish that they will make the country Ghana proud. We are very convinced and sure that the qualifier that we seek to Qatar this year, this match will determine that. We are very sure that our colleagues, our neighboring country, Nigeria, there have been some kind of, not necessarily rivalry, but some kind of very friendly relationship we have with them when it comes to football. And today, all roads will lead to Kumasi Sports Stadium, and I wish the Black Stars very well. We wish the technical team very well. We wish the players very well. And Mr. Speaker, interested in this match, we have a new coach coming in, and a lot of new players who have been called for the first time. And they are very experienced legs, of course, who have played in various tournaments or leagues. And for that matter, even though they haven't played together as a team, but they should just give us the victory. 3-0 wouldn't be a bad start for us. And when we go to Nigeria, we give them another 1-0 to be able to square out the whole thing. So that makes us to break the chain that we always have with Nigeria, because we have been able to play several times. There are draws, there are wins, but we are very convinced that today's match must be a must-win match. And I also want to use this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to appeal to other players, international players, who haven't been able to make up their minds, to let them understand that we have one Ghana, and they are Ghanaians, and they should love the country and be able to sacrifice and play for the nation Ghana. We all saw what we nearly did in South Africa, and we are very sure that if we are able to qualify for this year World Cup in Qatar, Ghana is likely to be or to take the World Cup for the first time. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the space, and I wish the Black Star a very big victory and a successful match. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to join my brother Abib in wishing our Black Stars the best in this World Cup playoff match against the great Super Eagles of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, this match is very crucial in two ways. One, it's an opportunity for us to redeem ourselves of our poor performance in the last AFCON. And secondly, for us to book a ticket for Qatar, which all of us in this house will be wishing to be among the spectators who are going to cheer the Black Stars on. The truth of the matter is that matches between Ghana and Nigeria sometimes defy the form guide. It's basically the most determined and the most angry players of the two teams who win this game. Sometimes it's not about the players, it's not about the coach. It's about how angrier that particular country is. Evidence of our past encounters have shown that most of the time, the team that has much more quality becomes complacent and loses. I was lucky to have been in the commentary box in 1992 when we met Nigeria in Senegal. And against the odds, we defeated them painfully and got them out. Nigerians have always seen Ghana as their bitterest rivals when it comes to football on the continent. They have taken this match much more serious than we have. We have not helped ourselves by assembling a team and having just 3 days of training, with the obvious facts we are facing today. But that is the reason why we need one another as a country, as a nation today, to be in one accord, in one spirit, and put our supplication before the Almighty God for a victory. We need a victory and nothing else, because the task is daunting, but it's not beyond us. I've seen Jones Atukwefio of blessed memory assembling a group of Accra House of Folk players to represent Ghana to play against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who had then come from the World Cup. So, a determined Ghanaian team can overcome Nigeria. What I will recommend is that between now and the time of the match, we work more on the psychology of the players. Some of these boys are wearing Ghana's jerseys for the first time. Some of them are coming to this environment and to our culture for the first time. And looking at how passionate Kumasi supporters are, and the large number of supporters who will be at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, Baba Yara State Sports Stadium. Mr. Speaker, what we need is how to tune up the players for the task ahead. It's not about individual players, it's about how cohesive, how close, how well knit, and how psychologically tuned up we are for this fight. It is my expectation that the thousands of Ghanaians who will go to the sports stadium will minimize their anger when things are not going well and fully support the team when things are going well for us to see victory. Those of us who are not privileged to be at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, I think the best we can do is to continue to pray that the good Lord will show mercy and favor upon this team for us to qualify. We can't afford not to qualify for the World Cup. And I said, I'm calling all Ghanaians at this moment in time to show our nationalistic instinct. Forget about our partisan nature. Forget about where we come from. Forget about our house and protocol, and support the Black Stars for victory today and the day coming. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Senior.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I support the statement calling on us to unite and pray for the Black Stars for victory this evening against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, as far as matches between these two great nations is concerned, matches between Ghana and Nigeria are concerned, the form guide is not normally very important. Admittedly, if you take player by player, comparing the two sides, the Nigerians have an edge. If you take a form guide between the two sides, the Nigerians have an edge. But when it comes to a competition, a match between the two sides, form guide is not normally the best. Normally determination, focus, and commitment, sacrifice on the part of the player to die for the country, that normally wins the day for us. As the Honourable Member for the Ojojo has said, we are all eyewitnesses when all match in Nigeria came with the strikers of Kano and Co. And Jones Atukwefio, late Jones Atukwefio, presented a local team without any foreign intervention, foreign player intervention, and they held the Super Eagles to a goalless draw. Indeed, they eventually won the match if we put form guide to place and then player by player. The unfortunate thing that I want to observe is that we removed the coach that led the team to the AFCON match in the Cameroon recently. I wish they had retained him, they had maintained him. So that having failed in Cameroon, he now knows that he has a big challenge to succeed the second time. Having failed in Cameroon, he knows that he has been pushed to the wall, and therefore he will do everything possible to deliver the goals for us. He is gone, and a new fellow is there. He doesn't have that much challenge and then that much duty to deliver. All the same, I want to state that we should all rally behind the players. The fans in Kumasi want to appeal to them. Even if the going is tough for the Stars, they should continue to support them and back them. They should continue to praise them. They should continue to rally behind them. The match is won in 90 minutes and not in 30 minutes or 1 hour or just less than that. The match is won in 90 minutes. And until the 90 minutes are over, anything is possible. That is why many pundits have been saying that the Premiership in the UK is the best league, in England is the best league. It's because somebody who is at the top of the table, the league table, will be frustrated by somebody who is even due for relegation. That is when they meet. Determination is the order of the day and not the form guide. I am confident that if the players are focused, they are disciplined, and they know that it is teamwork and not individual brilliance that can win the day. If the technical people are able to read the game even within the first 45 minutes and make the necessary changes during the second half, if the fans are able to support the players at all material time within the 90 minutes, combined with prayers by we all Ghanaians, I am confident that at the end of the day, at the end of the 90 minutes, Ghana will win the match. Statistics show that Nigerians have hardly beaten us here. This morning I was coming to Parliament House when I was listening to commentaries on the radio. And for several matches that we have played in Ghana here, we won virtually 90, if not more than 90% of them. Today is no exception. So I'm praying that all of us should rally behind the Black Stars. And that is why I'm happy that some colleagues in this August House are wearing Black Star t-shirt. And then those of us who don't have it yet, when we leave here, we should be able to procure them. And this evening, those of us who can get to Kumasi, let's go there and support them. Those of us who cannot get there, let's pray and then watch the TV and shout and say, Ghana Black Stars, no team is better than us. I wish the Black Stars victory this evening. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honorable Kujo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to speak on today's match between Ghana's Black Star and Nigeria's Super Eagles. Mr. Speaker, I think that I would like to spell out the elements of a winning team, and then we do our own assessment and see which one is in our favor today. And Mr. Speaker, I dare say that if you look at teams that have won matches and have stayed on course and brought pride and honor to their supporters, all such teams, Mr. Speaker, have a clear strategy. I call it, Mr. Speaker, 7S framework, a 7S analysis. The team has a strategy which they execute very well to get the goals. The players are skilled and they demonstrate skill on the field of play to deliver the goals, which is the ultimate aim. Mr. Speaker, such teams have stamina because they have to do 90 minutes continuous expansion of energy expending of energy to be able to deliver the desired outcome. Mr. Speaker, there is synergy between the players. Every player knows and understands and anticipates the other players' move. And I've seen members and public commentary even talk about Heart of Folk and the time when that club was able to predominantly be part of a team to face the Nigerians. Mr. Speaker, then if you analyze the synergy among the players, that one move by the other player, one player, the other could anticipate easily and move to space and collect the ball and score. Those are elements that are important. Mr. Speaker, I'm not ended. The team has speed of delivery, passes, movement, counter, and everything. And the team will stay on scoring. Mr. Speaker, spiritually, the team players must be bonded. So if you take these elements, 1S, which I use this platform to request every Ghanaian to give, that last S is support. Every winning team has a massive support base. Every winning team. And it appears that over the years down the line, we are taking that support base from the Black Stars. And it is adding to the non-performance we are observing. I urge every Ghanaian to stay on the support, on the basis of patriotism. Mr. Speaker, Black Stars is the only national team at the senior level that we have. We can't have two of them. So, I urge everybody to use today's match. It is between Ghana and Nigeria. The tradition is there. The psychology is in our favor, irrespective of what team we put on the field. Let's rally behind the Black Stars today, and Mr. Speaker, deliver a result that will begin to bond us in our support base for the Black Stars going forward. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, today is a day that we are all expecting to start jubilating from the time they will start the match. And at the end of the day, we expect that we should win. Mr. Speaker, this is not a long talk. All we want from the Black Stars is they should go and score. And all we want from Ghanaians is they should support the Black Stars. We will bring back the love for the Black Stars and we will support them with prayers. We don't want to hear they can play, they are skillful, they are this, they are that. No. All that we want to hear, if they have scored 4-0 against Nigeria, for us to be happy and jubilate so that those who eat can eat well, those who drink can drink well. Mr. Speaker, we are with them. We will support them. We will pray for them. And we will cheer them up. So they should also do well and make sure they make us happy and bring back the love that Ghanaians have for football. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Do the leaders wish to comment? I'll come to leaders. Do the leaders wish to comment? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make a few comments on this statement. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed to comment on the statement, and I must thank you and also thank members for the show of patriotism and nationalism inculcated in us in dressing ourselves in the national colors. But Mr. Speaker, mention is being made. Football commentators are analyzing the two countries, Ghana, Nigeria, and they are drawing conclusions as to whether who can win. Some are even saying that if you compare the two sides,
the Nigerians have an edge ahead of us. I beg to differ. The Speaker, is 11 players on each side, and it takes the most patriotic team to win. The Speaker, the cups, the trophies we've been counting were the days when those who were able to fight and won and had those trophies were so nationalistic and patriotic to the extent that they won the trophies, but there were only few or no economic gains attached to the individual. Then we see now Ghana, we've won African Cup of Nations 4 times. But if you go into it, the players who sacrificed to win out those trophies, if you look at their conditions, you could see that the economic aspect, they won the glory, but the economic aspect, not too much was given to them. By today, we view football as a business. If it is a business, then the most competitive bidder will take it. But if we can go back to those days, do our selections with national thinking, our rehearsals with national thinking, and once you wear the colors and you see the national colors, you fight so patriotic to the point that you forget about what you get apart from your country winning. With that determination to win, with that inner drive that Ghana must win, the Speaker, tomorrow or today, our players will carry the day. And the Speaker, if we go and we are looking at the business aspects, forgetting the 31 million Ghanaians who are curiously waiting for the blaster to carry, we may not be only be hurting ourselves, but we'll be hurting the 31 million Ghanaians. I strongly believe that, Mr. Speaker, when mention is being made, oh, Baba Yara, we made Abedi Pele, we mentioned those who won the trophies. Those skillful players who came this later day, from 1982 to date, who were able to make individual names for themselves. Mr. Speaker, all of a sudden Ghanaians are forgetting about them because we couldn't win trophies in their times. So it's not about how good you are, but it's about how good the team is. It's not about how individually skillful you are. It's about how you're able to look into the bigger picture and play with a team mentality. So I want to plead with our players who have been privileged, the 11 players who will be privileged to enter the field, to know that they are there for us, and to know that our spirit, the spirit of the 31.8 million Ghanaians is behind them. And to know that for once, Ghana must not disappoint the teeming supporters of the country by not appearing in the World Cup. So, Mr. Speaker, I thank you, and I don't want to belabor the point because mention has been made, members have also contributed on it. But I want to end by making a passionate appeal that, Mr. Speaker, whilst we are watching the match, we must be praying within. Don't just go and be watching, be praying within. Once we collectively pray, you sit down and you are watching and you are praying, the players start their heart and they will become so patriotic that at the end of the day, luck will be on our side. But if we fail to do that, and your prayer is that we must not win, we may not win today and we may not win tomorrow. But if there's a point that we must win, this is the time. Football brings the nation together. Football makes us forget about some of our unfortunate events, and football makes Ghanaians proud and the whole world. Apart from our democracy, the next item they mention when they are thinking of Ghana is our blasters. The blasters must make us proud today, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, leader.
Speaker, let me speak in solidarity to the statement made and also commend colleagues for a well thought out statement made in support. Speaker, I recall when Cameroon first went to the FIFA World Cup and they took the global stage by storm. And the Roger Miller had made a popular statement that if you think that Cameroon is a football nation, good enough, wait until you see Ghana. That is a global brand that we have wielded over the years, an enviable brand that we have wielded over the years. There are other house underlying concerns that we want to talk about, but it's not a good time to touch on those matters. Speaker, I just get carried away by the passion with which my good friend Honorable Ahmed speaks, calling for support and ultimately also zeroing in on prayer. Yes, I am a Pentecostal and I go to the same church with him. But what is at stake is not just about prayer. We must pray and take our chances. At the end of the day, it's about who takes his or her. Let's not get too spiritual about the upcoming battle, but rather be upbeat and get our strategy right. When you mention patriotism, for me, it's the thrust of the argument. You can pray the whole day if you refuse to be more patriotic, if you don't take your chances, and you are going to overly depend on history. I've read on social media, I've listened to the connoisseurs of the game experts. At the snap of the finger, people talk about the history. Fine, we can talk about the history to psychologically prepare our minds and prepare our team. But the history will not win the game today. It's about what we will do on the field of play. That is what will make the difference. I have no doubt that any of the players who will put on the jersey, the spirit of the country will be within that prayer. And if you read the history of the Trojans, where King Agamemnon said that whoever carries the sword of the Trojans, the spirit of the Trojans will lead that person to do battle. That is our determination, and that should be our focus. That as long as we are Ghanaians, we are consolidating our support and solidarity in support of the Black Stars. We cannot quantify the value of the goodies, of the good things that this country raked in the first time we were at the FIFA World Cup. So this is a golden chance. We cannot blow it. At all costs, whatever it takes, the players must redeem themselves. We must redeem our country, and they must win convincingly. Speaker, we must finish their qualification today, because it's a two-leg match, right? There's the first one which will be played today, and there is the second one which will be played in faraway Nigeria. What happens today would have a larger influence on what will happen at Nigeria. We must kill the game today. And I am predicting a 3-0.
Yes.
I am predicting a 3-0. 3 goes to no response from our brothers in Nigeria. And then the return match in Abuja, I'm told Abuja, will become a mere formality. So we are fully in support of the Black Stars. We are urging Ghanaians, and I'm told that the tickets have all sold out. Even the electronic tickets have all sold out. And from here, we are all going to Babaya in our numbers to render our patriotic support and to ensure that, again, Ghana, the Black Star of Africa, we take our rightful place when it comes to the narrative in terms of football, and prove beyond Africa that indeed, when it comes to football, we are the best, and indeed we are the best. So the Nigerians should be patient. So far we have treated them very well. A good showmanship to them. They should just be patient and take their 3 goals, and they can go home in peace. And then the return leg will be a mere formality. Speaker, it's a good time to feel as a Ghanaian, and we are urging our brothers to go all out, do battle, and redeem the image of our country. Speaker, thank you for the space granted. I'm grateful.
Very well. That brings us to statement time. I also wish the Black Stars very, very well. I pray they bring victory to us for our evening to be more enjoyable than it has been. Right. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. And a lot have been said. And as we are energized by today on our patriotism to go and support our colleagues, I move that this House be adjourned till next week, Tuesday, 29th of this month at 10 o'clock, the forenoon. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion, move for adjournment.
Well, honorable members, a motion for adjournment has been moved and seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye. All against, say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. The House is accordingly adjourned till Tuesday,
yes, Mr. Speaker, Tuesday 29th.
Very well. Tuesday, 28th of March.
Tuesday 29th, Mr. Speaker.
Really? Tuesday, the 29th of March, 2022, at 10 o'clock in the forenoon.